Obviously, we've been talking about AI. That's a big thing in terms of how does it work for Goldman Sachs in terms of operational efficiencies? How does the onslaught of AI really going to impact how you hire or even just headcount in this part of the world now, David?
Well, it's interesting to me that you go right to headcount, and I actually think that that's a different lens than the lens that we would look at. And I don't know if you saw, but when we reported earnings 2 weeks ago, we put out a memo that we called Goldman Sachs 3.0, where we highlighted the approach that we were taking to integrating AI, and we talked about a handful of things that were goals, including operating efficiency, automation, better sales management, and then we identified 6 processes that we were going to look at from a very fresh perspective to see if we could automate them and build better efficiency so that we would have more capacity to invest in areas in the business where we see growth opportunities. And so, I think for a firm like Goldman Sachs, there are 2 avenues here. One, we have very smart people.
Right.
And we can put these tools in their hands, and that makes them more productive. And by the way, that's no different than 40 years ago when I was starting, and somebody gave me a desktop computer and Lotus 1-2-3 software, and I had the ability to do a spreadsheet in a fraction of the time that it took me before that tool was put into my hand. That just continues. That's been going on for 40 years. It doesn't mean we have less smart people inside Goldman Sachs. If you look at Goldman Sachs' productivity per person, it's much higher today than it was 25 years ago. And my guess is 25 years from now, it will be much higher than it is today. But our goal is to figure out ways that we can invest in growth, because we see lots of growth in our franchise. By using AI technology to reimagine processes, we can create operating efficiencies, and it gives us more of a scaled opportunity to reinvest in growth in the business. And look, of course, over the way, there are going to be shifts in jobs and job functions, as there always have been. I think one of the things you've got to wrestle with today is the pace of this is quicker. And so since the pace is quicker, there's a chance that it might be a little bit more disruptive, in the short term. But at the end of the day, technology changes jobs, it changes the way people work. This has been going on for a long, long time. It is continuing. I don't think it's different this time.